Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Joe, and today we're diving into a unique part of American political history, the biggest landslides in U.S. presidential elections. We're talking about elections won by overwhelming margins, where one candidate just sweeps the board, claiming the majority of both the electoral and popular vote. You might think, well, these landslides were probably easy to predict, right? Not always, my friends. History, as always, loves to throw us a curveball. Some of these elections, they were nail-biters in the making, at least according to the pundits of the day. But when the dust settled, it was a clean sweep for one candidate. So, buckle up as we journey through the annals of American political history, exploring the top 5 most lopsided presidential elections. Kicking off our list at number 5, we find ourselves in the thick of the 1972 election, a pivotal moment in American political history. The incumbent, President Richard Nixon, was riding high on a wave of popularity, bolstered by his strong leadership and strategic political maneuvers. The economy was humming along, unemployment was down, and folks were feeling good about their financial prospects. The American dream seemed within reach for many. His opponent, George McGovern, a senator from South Dakota, faced an uphill battle from the get-go. Despite his passionate speeches and progressive platform, he struggled to gain traction. McGovern's campaign was plagued by missteps and internal strife, including the controversial choice of running mate and subsequent changes that left voters uncertain. Nixon, on the other hand, was a master of the political game, adept at reading the public mood and capitalizing on it. His experience and savvy were evident throughout the campaign. He campaigned on a platform of peace and prosperity, promising to end the Vietnam War and keep the economy strong. His message resonated with a war-weary and economically optimistic electorate. Come election day, it was a landslide of epic proportions, a clear indication of the nation's overwhelming support for Nixon's vision. Nixon steamrolled McGovern, securing a whopping 520 electoral votes to McGovern's 17, a margin that left no doubt about the public's preference. McGovern managed to win in his home state of South Dakota and Washington, D.C., but that was about it. His support was limited and regional. Nixon captured nearly 61% of the popular vote, a clear mandate from the American people. This overwhelming support underscored his broad appeal across various demographics. In 7 states, he even managed to snag over 70% of the vote, showcasing his dominance and the electorate's confidence in his leadership. The 1972 election serves as a stark reminder that sometimes the political stars align and one candidate just captures the mood of the nation. Nixon's resounding victory was a testament to his political acumen and the public's desire for stability and progress. Coming in at number 4, we have the election of 1984. A pivotal moment in American political history. This was the year that saw Ronald Reagan seeking a second term in the White House, aiming to continue the policies and vision he had set forth during his first term. Reagan was already a popular figure, known for his folksy charm and his ability to connect with the average American. His charisma and communication skills earned him the nickname the Great Communicator. In 1984, he was riding high on a wave of economic optimism and patriotic fervor. The country was experiencing a sense of renewal and confidence under his leadership. Inflation was finally under control, the economy was booming, and folks were feeling good about the direction of the country. The policies of Reaganomics, though controversial, seemed to be paying off. On the world stage, Reagan was standing toe-to-toe with the Soviets, projecting an image of American strength and resolve. His firm stance against communism resonated with many Americans who were concerned about the Cold War. His opponent, former Vice President Walter Mondale, was a decent man, a capable politician, but he was facing an uphill battle against the Reagan juggernaut. Mondale's campaign struggled to gain the same level of enthusiasm and support. Mondale tried to paint Reagan as out of touch, too focused on the wealthy, but it just didn't stick. Reagan's message of a strong America and economic prosperity overshadowed Mondale's criticisms. When the votes were tallied, it was another landslide victory for Reagan. The American public had spoken, and they wanted 4 more years of his leadership. Reagan secured a staggering 525 electoral votes, the most by any president before or since. This overwhelming victory was a testament to his widespread appeal and the effectiveness of his campaign. Mondale managed to win his home state of Minnesota and the District of Columbia, but that was it. The rest of the country overwhelmingly supported Reagan. The popular vote told a similar story, with Reagan capturing nearly 60% of the vote. This was a clear mandate from the American people, showing their confidence in his vision for the country. Reagan even managed to peel off a significant number of Democrats, known as Reagan Democrats, who played a key role in his landslide victory. These were traditionally Democratic voters who felt that Reagan's policies better represented their interests. The 1984 elections solidified Reagan's place as a transformative figure in American politics. His victory not only reaffirmed his policies, but also set the stage for the future direction of the Republican Party and the nation as a whole. Chapter 3, 1804, Jefferson's Unprecedented Mandate. For our third stop, we're traveling back to 1804. Thomas Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence, was running for re-election. Jefferson's popularity had only grown during his first term. He had overseen the Louisiana Purchase, doubling the size of the young nation. The economy was doing well and the country was at peace. The Federalist Party, the main opposition to Jefferson's Democratic-Republican Party, was in disarray. Their nominee, Charles Cotesworth Pinckney, was a war hero but no match for Jefferson. When the votes were counted, it was a landslide. Jefferson won 162 electoral votes to Pinckney's 14. Pinckney managed to win in Connecticut and Delaware and snagged a single elector from Maryland. Jefferson captured over 73% of the popular vote. In Pennsylvania, he garnered over 87% of the vote. The 1804 election was a resounding endorsement of Jefferson's vision for America. It cemented his legacy as one of the nation's most consequential presidents. Chapter 4, 1936, FDR's New Deal triumph. Fast forward to 1936, a time when America was still grappling with the Great Depression. The economic crisis had left deep scars on the nation, with unemployment rates soaring and countless families struggling to make ends meet. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, commonly known as FDR, was seeking a second term as president. His first term had been marked by bold initiatives and a relentless drive to pull the country out of its economic slump. FDR had already made history with his ambitious New Deal programs. These initiatives aimed to provide immediate economic relief, recovery, and reforms to prevent future depressions. These programs were controversial, sparking debates across the political spectrum, but for millions of Americans, the New Deal was a lifeline. It was a beacon of hope in a time of despair. The New Deal provided jobs, put money in people's pockets, and gave them hope. Public works projects like those under the Works Progress Administration built infrastructure and created employment opportunities. His opponent, Alf Landon, the governor of Kansas, was a capable leader but was running against the tide of history. Landon criticized the New Deal, arguing it expanded government too much. The Great Depression had shaken the nation to its core. Families were torn apart, businesses shuttered, and the American dream seemed out of reach for many. People were desperate for change, and they saw FDR as the man to deliver it. His charisma and unwavering optimism resonated with the masses. Landon tried to campaign against the New Deal, but his message didn't resonate. The public's faith in FDR's vision was too strong. When the votes were counted, it was a landslide. The American people had spoken, and their choice was clear. FDR won 523 electoral votes to Landon's 8, a staggering victory that underscored the nation's support for his leadership. Landon managed to hold on to Kansas and win in Maine, but that was it. His campaign had failed to gain traction beyond these states. FDR captured nearly 61% of the popular vote, a testament to his widespread appeal and the public's trust in his policies. In Mississippi, he won over 97% of the vote, showcasing his dominance in the southern states. The 1936 election was a validation of the New Deal and cemented FDR's legacy as one of the nation's greatest presidents. His victory demonstrated the power of hope and the enduring belief in the American spirit. Chapter 5, 1820. The Era of Good Feelings and a Virtually Unopposed President. For the grand finale, we travel back to 1820. James Monroe, the man behind the Monroe Doctrine, was running for re-election. Monroe's presidency coincided with a period of remarkable national unity and prosperity, known as the Era of Good Feelings. The War of 1812 was over, the economy was booming, and there was a sense of optimism throughout the land. Monroe's popularity was so high that he faced virtually no opposition. The Federalist Party was weakened by internal divisions and the unpopularity of their opposition to the War of 1812. They didn't even nominate a candidate for president. Some Federalists supported William Plumer, a senator from New Hampshire, but he wasn't officially nominated. When the votes were counted, it was the biggest landslide in American history. Monroe won 231 out of 232 electoral votes. Plumer secured a single electoral vote from New Hampshire. Monroe captured over 80% of the popular vote. The 1820 election was a testament to the spirit of national unity during the era of good feelings. Could we see another landslide? Well, folks, there you have it. The top 5 most lopsided presidential elections in U.S. history. These elections serve as a reminder that American politics, while often unpredictable, can sometimes produce moments of overwhelming consensus. These landslide victories were about the mood of the nation, the hopes and fears of the American people. So what do you think? Could we see another landslide in the near future with the rise of social media and the increasing polarization of American politics? It's hard to imagine. But then again, in American politics, anything is possible. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my other videos. Until next time, keep exploring history and stay curious.